Este es el impresionante comienzo de la obra de la que os voy a hablar ahora y voy a tener el enorme placer de hablar con su autora y con la productora que hoy presentan precisamente dentro del marco del SUNCINE, que como sabes estamos cubriendo con muchísimo interés. The Unfixing es el nombre de este viaje poético de sanación personal y planetaria. Es una película súper interesante que conecta nuestra salud con la salud de la madre tierra, si podemos decirlo así. Es un documental creativo de 87 minutos que consigue fusionar de manera lírica la vida y el paisaje para revelarnos el camino de una madre desde la enfermedad hasta la curación y desde la desesperanza climática hasta el sentido de pertenencia terrestre. Voy a tener el placer ahora de presentaros a la galardonada cineasta Nicole Betancourt, que presenta su obra en este 32º Festival del SUNCINE. También tendremos el placer de presentar a Rose Kowalski, que es la productora que está detrás también en esta coproducción con Horizontal Films. Rose se ha lanzado a apoyar este proyecto desde su cinematográfica, desde la productora cinematográfica, que independiente, tiene sede en Girona y fue creada en 2023. Ella es británica de nacimiento y comenzó su carrera cinematográfica hace ya 25 años. Por lo tanto, también va a aportar muchísimo en esta entrevista que voy a dar comienzo ya porque las tengo a las dos aquí y qué mejor que ellas mismas para que nos cuenten este magnífico proyecto y esta unión en esta coproducción que une, porque esta película si algo hace es unir. Une a los seres humanos con la naturaleza y a mí, ahora hablaremos de ello, pero me ha impactado especialmente cómo esas mujeres que saben sentir el planeta, saben percibir cuando el mar está enfermo, cuando escuchan el sonido del agua. Hay un momento de la peli maravilloso que esa mujer dice: oigo que las olas van y hacen un ruido, pero vuelven con otro. El agua está angustiada, el agua está diciendo que está contaminada. Y esto mismo es lo que Nicole nos cuenta a través de su propia experiencia, una experiencia de curación, precisamente al haber sabido escuchar a su cuerpo, pero también escuchar el planeta. Si os parece, os doy la bienvenida a las dos y ahora saludo a Nicole y procedo a hacerle las preguntas en inglés. Vamos a mezclar un poco de idiomas aquí, aunque Rose, su lengua materna es el inglés, así que vamos a fluir bien. Hello, Rose and Nicole. It's a pleasure to have you here in the SUNCINE Festival with this incredible and amazing project. Congratulations for the work.
Thank you very much. It's amazing to be here. I have to say, to be at a festival that celebrates storytelling around some of the hardest issues of our time. I mean, these are the things we need to be talking about. So it's really an honor to be here.
Nicole, if you want, I'm gonna make the first question to you, and after that, I will do a mix between you and Rose. On the creative process, what was the process of filming your own story over 8 years like? Were the moments when it was difficult to keep the camera rolling during such personal and intimate situations? So it was this process of so many situations that I guess that maybe usually you don't think to take the camera, but you did it. You put the focus on it. How is this process?
Well, for me, it was a way to face this horrible experience. I mean, I was in bed, I couldn't move, I was just terrified, really. And to be making something gave me, even if all I was doing was lying in bed and staring at my ceiling and dreaming of scenes or images, it gave me what Octavia Butler would call a positive obsession, something to transform or alchemize what I was experiencing into something that could be maybe helpful to other people, or at least to make something kind of beautiful out of something so difficult.
Because this film shows something very also interesting, and it's like a connection with the universe, if I could say that, no? The process of your recovering and the health in your own and also in your child. you discover like a parallelism between your health and the health of the universe. How it was?
I love that you say universe. I think that's amazing. Yeah, at first, because it feels so big, right? We don't know the limits of life, really. And what happened to me is because I couldn't work, I couldn't do the things that I usually do. So what broke down was my ability to like produce, right? To resource myself the way we resource the planet, right? We're constantly looking, how can we use what the earth has? How can we make more of it? How can we exponentially grow our economy? And I was treating my body the same way. And it was through my own physical breakdown that I actually became, I by learning to surrender, I ended up being kind of held by the earth in a way. In a sense, I felt part of something much larger than myself. So through the pain or grief of what's happening to our world in terms of our relationship with nature and to my body personally, it became a connection to something larger. And, Joanna Macy says, you only grieve what you love, right? So in a way, even though it seems like something you want to avoid, right? Grief, pain, suffering, the brutal realities of life, it ended up becoming a gift because it put me in a state of wonder for our world.
Rose, te pregunto en español por darle color a esto, pero podemos seguir en inglés si tú quieres. Creo que Nicole también entiende un poquito de español. Que, Nicole, te lanzaste en 2023, como un montón de gente también, a crear esta productora independiente, Horizontal Films, que la instalaste en Gerona. ¿Qué es lo que te movió en ese momento? ¿Qué fue lo que generó en ti ese impacto de decir, me lanzo? Porque cuentas con un montón de años de experiencia al máximo nivel profesional y has sido una valiente, porque el mundo es de los valientes, pero montarse una productora independiente tiene su mérito.
Sí, sí. Bueno, de hecho, The Unfixing era muy clave en este momento, en realidad. Siempre a mí lo que me apasiona son las historias que nos transformen, que me transforman a mí como espectador y tanto como productora o forma parte del equipo, que haya una transformación y de ver el mundo de otra manera. Y estaba en un punto de mi vida que trabajaba con un montón de productoras y sigo trabajando con ellas y fantástico, pero tenía muchas ganas de lanzar proyectos desde cero y también ayudar a otros proyectos que podían salir, tanto proyectos como The Unfixing, que es coproducción internacional, como ir creciendo, creando talento desde base, desde cerca de aquí, de Girona, de España, de toda esta parte. Entonces, sí, Nicole cuando vino, era muy divertido porque cuando Nicole me proponía entrar en el proyecto, me acuerdo que hubo una reunión entre las dos y yo tenía unas ganas terribles de entrar en el proyecto, pero estaba ahí muy calma, con así correcto, con una reunión muy correcto. Y la única cosa que quería decir era como gritar al mundo, yo quiero estar en este proyecto. Aquí este proyecto me une muchas cosas de mi propia historia, también como creadora, también usted estudiaba Bellas Artes en su momento, entonces como es un proyecto tan artístico me unía muchas cosas y entonces Horizontal Films existe por culpa o gracias a The Unfixing también.
Qué bonito. Y además, este proyecto ya ha dado muchos frutos porque habéis sido galardonadas en un montón de lugares, tenéis un enorme reconocimiento y además permíteme, Rose, que a ti se te ve que no te gustan los proyectos pequeños, porque Rose se lanzó a producir esto y un trabajo de producción que ha tenido que organizar, que trabajar un proyecto que se ha rodado en Estados Unidos, en España, en México y en República Dominicana. Para que Rose no se aburriera, dijeron, sí, ¿te apetece? Pues venga. Esto ha sido un trabajo enorme que cuenta también, como podéis ver ahora, con unas imágenes súper emotivas, son imágenes también de archivo de la historia de la familia de Nicole, porque Nicole, uno de los trabajos con los que ella comenzó, contaba también una historia documental sobre el fallecimiento de su padre, ¿no? Nicole siempre ha estado muy vinculada a la salud, muy vinculada a las historias humanas, a las historias personales, y en este trabajo también pone el foco en una enfermedad de su hija, que tiene Lyme, que es una enfermedad autoinmune que se ve bueno, potenciada de alguna manera, sin duda, por cómo está afectado el clima, ¿no? Y esto es uno de los trabajos que ahora mismo en Estados Unidos se está poniendo mucho el foco por la nueva Secretaría de Salud de Kennedy, que lo que quiere es poner el foco también en cómo impacta el medio ambiente, lo que comemos, lo que respiramos, lo que le echamos a la tierra y cómo llega a nosotros al final en la salud, ¿no? Y la cantidad de problemas en la salud, sobre todo de los niños, de los bebés, que tienen que ver, pues básicamente, con lo que respiran las mamás, con lo que comemos las mamás y con lo que tenemos a nuestro alrededor. Nicole, I continue with you. I turn the language, but I would like to ask you also about the experience and the connection, because on the film we saw not only the story of your life and your family, we can know women that they have the possibility to understand the language of the nature. For me, has been very special this moment when one of these mothers of the, I don't know how to say, the Pachamama, she is able to listen the sounds of the sea,
Yeah.
and she understands that the sea is suffering. She say that I hear the water coming and I hear the water and going back, and the sounds is different, and I can feel that the water is it has a damage, no? It's incredible, these moments where they are together, they are feeling, they are breathing, they are listening the sounds of the nature, and they can feel the pain of the planet. It's incredible, but it's shocking, no? The sensibility that they have.
Mm-hmm. Well, you just gave me chills when you were talking, so you speak the truth.
Me too.
You know, for me, I thought I was kind of nuts. I started having these dreams and these sort of mystical experiences, and these, in indigenous culture in the States, like they're often referred to as grandmothers. It's sort of, it's not necessarily your grandmother; it's just a grandmother. It's like they have this high position in the culture, and as teachers and healers. And what they were teaching me was that it's okay to have these feelings, like to listen to that. I'm not nuts, but that was the first thing. And I think when you're talking, I heard you talking before too. I think I was picking up some words in Spanish or Catalan or whatever, it's all a mix in my head because I'm so sorry. I'm only like English dominant, but this idea that we need to control our bodies, that we need to fix them. It's like the idea of unfixing, that we need to have power over everything. And that's the way we relate to nature, and there is a lesson there in femininity. And I won't even say women, I'll say like the female energy, right? Which is this dynamic in between. It's more fluid. It's a little bit, it's not about separating, defining, and fixing all the parts. It's really about seeing the relation between things. And it's one thing that science is studying too, right? How do things relate to each other and how do systems work? And when we look at our bodies and our relationship with nature, the thing that might save us all, right, is this idea that we can listen to what she has to teach us. Nature has existed, the earth has existed for millennia before us, and all of these systems, the life on earth itself has been around so long, and it's perfect the way it is, right? So why are we coming in and saying we need to make it this way, we need to make it that way? We're destroying everything. So the thing is here, not that we have to like stand back and not be involved. That's not the answer either, right? We're part of nature, and how do we co-create with the earth? How do we co-create? We have to listen to our teammate, right? And so that is sort of that essence that I learned from these women, which was that, when you're very quiet, you can hear. You can hear. And it's not just them. We all have this ability. We've just been taught not to have it.
Exactly. It's very, very interesting because you show on the film. We can see it in the film, and maybe, well, maybe no. For sure, people, when we see the film, we recognize and we realize that it's possible to stay quiet and take a look around and realize the things that it's around us and we don't pay attention as you did. So it's very important not to link, because I'm sure that the people can access to your work. We're gonna realize how important is to stay in the present, to stay here, to breathe, to listen, to have conscience of what we are doing here, no? And this is something also that I guess, and I read about it regarding horizontal films philosophy, because if I am wrong, Rose, tell me, but I know that you want to produce works that explore identity, consequence, and belonging. And this is exactly the project of Nicole means. What about the post-production, Rose? I know that you decide to do it in Barcelona, everything. Um, and what is the meaning of Barcelona? Barcelona, it's a point of connections. It's easier to work in Barcelona. What is the meaning of that?
Well, really, it was Nicole who wanted to come to Barcelona and work with us in Barcelona, and that was great because I've been working many years in post production in Barcelona, so I have a lot of contacts, a lot of good people that we could come on board. We had excellent support at Antaviana Films to control and create, all of their final post production, because it was really a very challenging project. Well, you've seen there's archive in here that is maybe 60 years old. There's or more, because the archive comes from Nicole's grandparents were filming, and then Nicole's parents were filming, and then Nicole was filming when she was a child, and then Nicole was filmed in all sorts of material throughout her life, and so all the different formats, all the different frame rates.
It was a nightmare. It was absolutely, I just want to say, I intercede a little bit about why Spain, why Barcelona. I mean, it's kind of one of those things where this film has kind of, it's like I couldn't rush it. It couldn't be rushed, and it just had to take its own pace. And like the people, and this is going to sound a little nuts, but the people who needed to be a part of it just appeared when it was time. And it's just like you ask the question, you follow the lead, and then Rose was like, I was like, Rose, I really need help getting him. It's so, there's so, like she said, looks like it was kind of a nightmare. She won't say this, so I'll say it. And, she stepped in and she's like, I love it. Let's make it happen. And it was just, I was like, I'll show up. I'll go anywhere. I'll do anything. And it was amazing. And then she's like, we need another scene. So I'm like, okay, we have to shoot this scene in Spain. And the earth, literally the soil in Catalonia became a character in the film.
Yeah.
Sorry, Rose. I just had.
No, it's really good. It's really good.
Today we're gonna have the opportunity to see in the big one screen in Viladecans, in the context of SUNCINE Festival. Is the highest international festival of environmental cinema and documentary works. What does it mean for you, for both of you, to stay here in this festival? And what does it mean for your work? What is going to be the impact to be present in this festival right now?
Well, as a New Yorker from the United States, where our country is personally like, it's actually attacking the arts, it's attacking the environment, our government, the people in power. It's incredible to be a part of something that is where like there's so much appreciation for the arts and how that relates to society and to the environment, and to have this festival, which is bringing films into communities. So that, I just saw a film last night and the theater was packed. It was amazing. And so I'm thrilled to be a part of it. It's a great honor. And, I think I mentioned this earlier, but like the stories that we tell change our bodies, and the stories that we tell change the planet and change the landscape. And all these things are always changing. So how is story going to be a part of that future that we write for ourselves? And as storytellers, that's a big responsibility. It's a communal dream that we're shaping for people.
Yeah. And the other part of that's so great about SUNCINE, obviously it's got this long history and has, as pioneer in terms of environmental films, is this great connection it has with the Caixa Forum Plus platform. So that is another, that's another string to the bow that people who can't get to see it will be able get to Vila de Cans, we'll be able to see it very soon across the whole of the peninsula here. So that's a great honor as well to be part of that.
Another point of the festival, if you allow me to add, it's that brings the opportunity also for the universities, high schools, to open the doors of the classrooms to show work. And this is a message that I like to say always, because you never knows who maybe is watching us right now. And I hope if you are a teacher or if you can have access to a project of education, it's important to know that you have all of these works at the disposal of the classroom. So it's a very, very important way, a very interesting way to make the youngest conscious about reality with a very high level of art. It's a powerful message, and it's a beautiful way also to know things. So this is something that it's important to keep in mind. So by my side, thanks a lot for your time you give to me. Thanks a lot for sharing your internal stories about the work. I invite everybody to see the film today in Vila de Cans at 8, hoy a las 8 en Vila de Cans. Esta tarde tenéis la oportunidad de ver este maravilloso trabajo que os va a encantar, y como bien nos decían ellas, también a través de la página de la plataforma de SUNCINE, que os lleva las películas a casa durante estos días. Así que estad al loro que este trabajo de Nicole y de Rose es una verdadera maravilla por el planeta, por la salud, por la conciencia y por darnos un poquito más de cuenta de nuestra conexión con el mundo en el que habitamos. Muchísimas gracias a las dos. Ha sido un placer para mí, de verdad.
Gracias, Bea. Igualmente.
Thank you so much. Really, I appreciate it. And your insights were amazing. It was a wonderful conversation. Thank you.
Thank you.